Now, demo time. Within the demo, I will show you how to share files within Drive and Share Drive, the different access rights within Share Drive, and then we'll look at a content compliance role. In the meantime, I can see there are guys who had questions within the chat section. Vincent is responding to them, and if there are some that I can address, feel free to shoot some my way while I stop my presentation and move to the demo environment. Vincent?
So saying the first question is by Twahir Hussein.
I see Twahir has raised his hand. Proceed, Twahir.
Okay, my question was actually in regards to actually mails sent to a group. Supposing I have a support group email address, I've created a support group. So emails sent to the actually for support as the data manager in charge of support. Can I assign particular emails to particular persons?
Yes.
That was my question.
Yes, that you can actually do. And I can even show you that. So mail sent to a group are, if I'm a member of that group, I will always receive the emails in my mailbox, or I can also go to Google Groups and view those emails. The icon for Google Groups, this one. Once you open Google Groups, you'll see the different groups that you're a member of, right? And for that, let's say it's a support team, using an example right here. So we have this support team, that email address, and it's a group. I'm a member of that team, right? And this group, one of the things that you need to do is convert the group into a collaborative inbox by going to Google Groups, Settings, scrolling down to Enabling Additional Group Features, and set it to a collaborative mailbox, right? So once you've done that, any email sent to this group can come here, open the email, and assign it to someone, assign it to a member within the group. So here I can assign my colleague Moneki and tell him give this priority 1, this support case. And Moneki will, on his end, will actually receive an email from me or a notification that I've assigned this to them. Can also add a label to this email, right? So we also know as a different members, this email has been assigned which priority and which does fall within which label. You can create even additional labels as you go. So I will assign this priority 1 and assign that label. And you can also view your label from here. So Moneki, you can confirm that you did receive that email?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So since we're already in the demo bit, I think we can proceed to, and most people can ask, how do you assign add users to a group? So first we need to create the group. This is signing into the admin console. First you need to create the group, and you can add both internal and external members within your group. But if it's a group within your team, we'll have to add internal members. So I can add my other colleague, let's say Diana, as long as I know the email address as a member to this group. And any emails or files that are shared within this group, they can't receive. Right? Groups can also be a very useful feature when you are managing or giving access to files within shared drives. Right? So to access shared drives, you just need to access them from Google Drive. Once you go to Google Drive, you'll see my drive and the different shared drives created within your organization. If you haven't, if there are none, you can create the shared drives depending on the different organizational classification of files and folders and where data should reside. Right? So for shared drive, I want to create a new one here. Shared drives, new, and we'll create. Once created, I can allocate my shared drives from here. And so far, I'm the only person within this shared drive. Well, I can add and invite people to collaborate and share files with me here. Coming to, and by coming to the manage member settings, where I can invite people. I can invite the full group, which was support team by team, using that email. So for these different members within my group all get an invite once I send the invite, and I can decide now to give the actual access that each member of this group will actually get. So the highest role within a shared drive is the manager, where this person can moderate the content, people, and settings within the shared drive. The level that is below the manager is the content manager. So these people the content manager role allows you to add, edit, and move files, and even delete them. Right? And then there's a contributor role, which only allows a member to add and edit files. For this one, since I want them to be able to move files and delete some of those files, I will give these people the content manager, and I can send custom notification or a message to them to notify them that all customer data should be moved here, and I will send. So from here, I can now start creating my customer data. I can add different folders within this shared drive. Let's say we have a customer team. We'll create a new one, new folder. So far we have 2 folders within my shared drive. So from here, I can even add additional folders about this customer. I can create a folder and call it support cases. Then here I can also add additional details about this customer. I can even add the agreements or contracts. Then now within these support cases, now I can now come here and actually either upload new files within Google Drive or create new ones. So to upload, I will upload a file from within my computer, if I know the location from within my computer. I want to upload a file from within my desktop. And the upload is always identified. If the upload has been successful, Google Drive does give you a tick here that the upload was successful and you can access your file. So this file of mine is actually a spreadsheet. Within these sheets, I can open it. It's a native Microsoft sheet, right? And I can still open it using Google Sheets and work on it. You can see I haven't lost anything within that sheet. I haven't lost my data. My pivot tables, if the sheet did have them, will still remain the same. If there were comments by someone, you can still see them. And you can see from here, Google does tell me that this is a native Microsoft Excel format document. I can still proceed to convert it to a Google Sheet and work on it from there. And my team members can actually access the document and join and collaborate with me on that. You see here, my colleague Vincent has joined me on that document, and they can perform, since they had a contributor access, they can actually edit anything within this document. Right? But let's say you are working with external parties, right? People that work within different organizations. You can still give them access to the different files within your shared drives, right? And there are different shared drive settings that can be deployed within your different shared drives. So within this customer data shared drive that we created, I can come here and actually manage the different sharing settings. I can limit the sharing of this data outside of our organization so that I know it is controlled and managed within Power IT. So let's say this drive does contain contracts that we don't want, or financial data such as invoices, billing accounts, and whatnot, which is very sensitive information to our organization, not be shared by people, either accidentally or maliciously, right? So I can actually come here to actually limit it from being shared from people who are outside of our organization. So if I still want to maintain the sharing to people outside of our organization, I can actually just assign that right and privilege or setting within that share. And you can allow, do I want a viewer to view, comment, or download the files? I can actually say no. And once my settings are good, I can actually say that. Then I can also now, the settings are applied in a hierarchical way, in a top-down approach, not bottom-up approach, right? So I can come here to my file, the one that I converted from a native Excel sheet to a Google Sheets. And if I decide to share it, I can now share it with people, anyone outside my organization. So if I wanted to share it with my colleague Diana or someone called Diana, right, who belongs outside of our organization, and I know their email address is diana@powerit. I can even decide to give Diana temporary access to this file. First, I will give them either editor or commenter access, and then I can come back and restrict. But before I do share it, Google does warn me that this person is not a member within our organization. And remember, my settings were only members can access files within this shared. So I'm not able to share this again with Diana. So to allow that, I will need to come to my Google Drive and edit the sharing settings that I currently have to allow people who aren't shared members to be added or to be shared with these files within the share. But I still don't want her to download the copies. So I can come back here, refresh, so that my settings do take effect. Now, share it now with my colleague, with now that external person called Diana. I want to give them editor access, but I can come back and actually change that. Notified, and I've shared. So let's say Diana is working with me on this file for only a couple of days or a certain duration. And from there, I don't want them to actually have access to this. I can actually give them a temporal access to this file. You can see here, I can see Diana has joined me to work on this document. But I can come back again and actually edit the different privileges that I've given her to in this file. Right? Come here and actually remove this person. And they won't have access to it, to that file. And I will then proceed to save my changes. So Diana, if you can try and access that file, you won't be able, because I have removed access from my end. And you can't see any data within this file. I can see there's a raised hand by Twahir.
Okay, supposing I've allowed on settings, I had allowed Diana, who is an external person, to have access to the folder. Diana plus I could several others, so possibly around 100 people. Now it was just for a period of time that I needed them to have access, possibly to upload some data or whatever. Now, if I wanted to remove that permission, do I have to go individually, or can I just go to the settings, to the group setting, to the folder settings, and remove external links?
You can actually do that. The latter. You can actually go to the shared drive settings and limit and remove the external users.
So it will remove all of them?
Yes. And limit it to people that are not outside of your organization or are not shared drive members.
Okay.
Okay, so we move along.
Okay.